I'm going to call us to order at 12:03 p.m. Tuesday, November 18th. This is a meeting of the Sustainability Advisory Committee of Topsfield, accessible by video conference for everybody and being recorded, I believe. Do we know? Does it automatically record? Who remembers how this works? You'd think I'd figure it out by now.
I can try and record it.
It does say Topsfield cable is on.
Yeah. How do you usually get the recording after Phil for your minutes?
Good question.
Oh, I received a request to record.
Recording in
requested-
progress.
I actually go on the web on the Topsfield website
And it's
under the
there.
cable news, and it's there. Under cable
Oh,
TV.
that's nice. Okay. Well, Jackie did something that gave me a prompt and I'm recording it as well. So we'll see what that does.
Yeah,
and
it
then
should
there's
make it
you.
available right after the meeting, which is nice.
Yeah. And usually it automatically, because I log in through the town thing and it usually creates the transcript. I don't see that this time. But anyway.
I get the transcript because that's free through that. I forget what the name of that is.
Okay.
But the video through them for somebody that's not logged into the town,
Yeah.
you have to pay for it.
I thought
Right.
Sam was taking the transcript before, but I'm not sure how that works.
Yeah, it's not doing the AI thing.
Yeah, I think Sam usually does that.
Either way, we have the cable and then like Jackie said, the recording, this one is available right away. Phil, if you want, I can, if I
can go to the website. It's fine.
Simple. Yeah.
Thanks.
All right. Anyway, this meeting is being recorded. That was the point of all of that. And that's, I think, covers all the, I don't read all the words. I think you kind of get the idea. I think I'm covered legally. So I sent the minutes just a little while ago because I forgot to forward them when Phil sent them to me. I apologize. If people want to take a moment, maybe I can even pull them up. I have them open and just take a quick look together this time since I shared them so late. So thank you, Phil, again. So we started, approved the minutes. We talked about scheduling the recycling facility, talked about our outreach platforms. What Sharice and I were working on with the Facebook and Instagram. The MMA Innovation Award application, which has been submitted now. And then started touching on the ideas that we'll talk more about today, which is the calendar of expert presenters and the idea of coaches. And then finally, there were some member updates around the approval of our updates to the charter and the strategic plan and like other grants that were coming up that Jackie's going to fill us in on today. And that was it. So does anybody want to, I will entertain a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Sharice Moose.
Sure.
Second, anyone?
I'll
I can
second.
second, I think. Okay, Raphael got the second. Any discussion or edits? Okay, so roll call vote to approve. Sharice,
Aye.
Raphael,
Aye.
Jen,
Aye.
thank you, Phil,
Okay.
and I'm an aye. Wonderful. Okay, so quick review of the recycling tour that we got to go on. I know Jackie and Sharice were there. I don't know if I could put you on the spot to maybe share so I don't do all the talking about how that was, or I'm happy to.
Well, I thought it was really impressive and interesting overall. I think for people who wonder if recycling really happens and how much it's actually happening with our curbside recycling,
Mhm.
it's a resounding 1000% yes, good things are happening with your recycling. Um, People are very dedicated to the process and to doing it as efficiently and sustainably as possible, I would say, that work there.
Mhm.
We also got some of our questions answered as far as questions we had about things that can or can't be recycled and what happens to them and why. So that was great and definitely provides a lot of material for future social media posts from Sustainable Topsfield. So all in all, I felt like it was very successful.
Yeah, totally agree. And then just for the record, for anyone who's listening in, this was a tour of the Casella recycling facility. I should have said that at the beginning, in Charlestown. That was organized for us through G Mello, who's our hauler, and they bring all of Topsfield's recyclables to the Casella facility in Charlestown. They'd actually give it one pass through first in Georgetown before they bring it down. So they have an initial sort of check on it. And they coordinated it for us, and I think we ended up having 8 people attend. Three, Sam, Jackie, Kevin. 3 people from Town Hall, which was lovely, and the rest, and some members of the Sustainability Committee, Sharice and I, and then several members of the Friends of Sustainability joined as well. Oh, and Phil, sorry, Phil. So yeah, and we were there for a couple of hours, so it was not a small little tour. Do you guys have any questions? That might be a nice way. Almost Raphael and Jed. Do you have any questions about it?
Is it that indoor space? I'm just looking on Google Maps and so it's completely enclosed. Wow.
Yeah.
It's enclosed and that they don't have a lot of space there, so there are conveyor belts in the back area. They've got a huge tipping floor that takes all the recycling from the day, and then it feeds on the conveyor belts, which is all a real maze in the back. Conveyor belts going all over the place, doing all the sorting and the magnets and everything else to, sort glass from plastics, from cardboard, from paper. Very nice.
Phil, you had
700 tons a day.
some good insight too, because your professional background. If you want to share a little bit more about what impressed you.
I was impressed by the volume. 700 tons a day is a lot for,
Yeah.
especially that footprint of the facility that they've got. I think he said it was the 4th largest MRF in the country, I believe he said.
Yeah. I don't know
Um,
if I got that.
So yeah, it's quite the operation.
Murph is mixed use.
No,
recycling?
materials recovery facility.
Materials recovery.
Yeah.
Do they get a lot of heavy metals there?
Yeah, they definitely get some. They didn't seem to say a lot. Did you guys get that impression?
No, I don't think they get. Only if
They,
it shouldn't be mixed in.
right. They don't want to be getting it.
Right.
Yeah, they
But-
had a very like they really talked a lot about how the like scrap metal damages their machines and people shouldn't be putting scrap metal in the recycling bin.
Okay.
They have their 2 categories of metals, or maybe 3. Like there's the cans that are for drinks, and then there's like the foil and cat food cans, which were their own category that's not worth as much as the drink cans. And then I think they also have maybe one other category like aluminum something, but yeah, so
Yeah.
they sorted all, and you could see like the areas where the sorted cans were just sitting there. Yeah, it was amazing to see how they like use the magnets and use like the optical sensors that will look at the plastics to see what kind of
Mhm.
plastic it is, and then blow jets of air at it to separate it into a different stream. And there was like a robot that was picking up plastics and sorting them into bins. Also humans
my favorite.
sorting out like things that shouldn't be there. Like a good mix of robots and humans.
Yeah.
That robot was very cool. But also, like you were just saying, there were people that are constantly standing on the sides of all of the conveyor belts and picking things out. Like a lot of people throw plastic bags in, which is a big no-no. So those are getting picked out. The scrap metal, like we were just talking about, like we saw them remove like rotors from a car or a truck, right? Like a giant
Mhm.
rotor
Yeah.
thing,
Yeah.
and pull that out. Like that could cause major damage to the equipment. Also, any tanglers like Christmas lights, wires, things like that,
Yeah.
also problematic. And then one of the biggest things that they talked about that's problematic is batteries, right?
Yes.
Which batteries, specifically the
I wrote it down.
ion
Lithium-ion batteries, but
battery.
in general,
Yeah.
they don't want batteries at all.
Yeah,
But the
so
lithium-ion batteries cause these really hot fires, and like the truck will catch fire and have to dump it out in a parking lot, or they'll have to like show up at Casella with their
Hmm.
smoking truck and have to dump it out and call the fire department. So that's one of
Yeah.
their worst
Yeah.
issues.
yes.
Like a very big don't.
Yeah. So we got a lot of do's and don'ts that will be, I feel like understanding how the machines work, like makes it easier to explain to people like why
Yeah.
you should or shouldn't put something in the recycle bin.
Mhm.
And I got a couple photos, I'm sure other people did too, of like the tears. So like the metals that someone was saying if they, well, yeah, so the fires was a big one with the lithium ion batteries, the tanglers, anything that you think might get in a rotating thing caught. Those are problematic for this facility. And then the big metal things literally like tear holes into or make gaping holes in the conveyor belts that are also very expensive. So there's some pictures of like the patched areas, but um yeah, everything that causes damage to the facility costs money too.
Yeah. And the lesser, well, not because they cause damage, but just because it's a no, is black plastic. Like, so the
Mhm.
black plastic takeout containers should not go in, though you can put the clear plastic tops in. And that's because they use optical sorting and the light can't penetrate the black plastic. So I would say that's probably a common recycling mistake.
Mhm.
And also the 2 inch or less rule. So if anything is 2 inches or less, even if it's recyclable material, don't throw it in recycling because it has no value. It's going to be picked out.
Mhm.
So those are probably two of the most common mistakes that people make that are,
Yeah.
well-meaning,
Right.
well-intentioned, right?
Right. Right. Yeah, so I think that we can take there's a video, I looked for it, and found, I think the one they were talking about, that's like a video on YouTube of the tour of basically the tour, that we might be able to share on our socials, and with each other and so forth. And then we haven't scheduled a second tour yet. I might even wait a little while and try to do it in the spring just to give so it's better weather again. um, and have a new batch of people to give it a tour. Because I think it does make a difference to see it in person. Any other questions on that or thoughts? That was a good recap. Thanks, you guys, on all of that. I'm just looking at my notes. Oh, someone had commented on the social media post about asking about where it goes. And so they did share with us like the end markets for most of the materials. My daughter just walked in the door. Do you want me to move? What? Do you want me to go somewhere else? Okay, I'm just gonna move while we're meeting. Um, so yeah, like the end markets, I didn't like write every single business where they go to down, so I didn't want to try to get into that level of detail. But basically, like some of the plastics go to like the PET plastics go to things like carpeting, the HTP plastics, which is like detergent bottles and stuff, goes to pipes and benches. Oh, polypropylene goes to black plastic paint cans. And then they have a commitment to not export any plastics out of the US, Casella specifically, which I thought was a really big deal because that's where I think you lose control of where it ends up and if it's even getting recycled or just ends up in someone's drinking water, you know. So that was nice to know, but they do export some mixed paper, mostly because we happen to be located right near a port here in Massachusetts. And it's light and cheap and it's not gonna create the kind of problems plastic might. And it's used in like Vietnam and Thailand, repurposed. So I think those were cardboard 50/50 goes to US and Canada. And then aluminum cans go to new sheet aluminum. And I learned that like aluminum cans just can be infinitely recycled over and over and reused, whereas most of the other stuff has to become like a post-consumer product that's not used in the same form as what it was originally, if that makes sense. So those were my additional notes.
I
think
thought
they,
the social post that you all put up, I guess,
Sure.
Therese, I don't know if that was you. That was
Therese.
great. Thank you for putting that together.
Yeah, sure. I have a lot of notes and can repurpose the information and the pictures in a lot of different ways, but I just wanted to get a quick kind of tour type
Yeah.
experience post
No,
up.
it was great. Thank you.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think they
Yeah,
said that everything except for 15% of the recycled, of what they get on their tipping floor of recycled material coming in fact, gets recycled, and only 15% ends up being
Yeah,
basically trash.
I think that's right.
Which is a very small percentage, especially when
Right.
Therese mentioned, the under the 2 inch and the black plastic and all those other
Yeah.
things that are put in there by mistake. It's a pretty small percentage that they actually don't recycle.
Find it and market for.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay. So moving on, our next thing, and this will probably be one of them. We had talked last time, started talking a little bit about creating like a program list for 2026. I forgot, I think I was the one that said I might reach out to the library, or maybe nobody said it, but there did seem to be interest in having a partnership with the library on that. Several of our friends of sustainability are involved with the library, like Kathleen Yo and Jane Michalik. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. Maybe we can talk to them. But in the meantime, I thought we could start getting our list together. So I might share my screen for this just to make it a little easier to take notes on this list. So I started with these. I have Black Earth, I have IRWA, and I forget what MVP stands for. Jackie, do you remember what that stands for?
Municipal vulnerability preparedness. It's like
That's
the
one.
grants for the culverts
Culvert
and
work.
just
Yeah.
climate resilience projects in general.
Okay.
That's what it's for.
So we have contact people for both of those. Invasive plants, I have Mary Ellen Dixon. I'm sure there's other people. Do you guys have, I think along those lines, we should add like, these are my notes, not the minutes, but maybe add native landscape. I guess I'm kind of trying to see if you guys have contacts, people that might be good for this stuff. Escars, that would be Sarah Beck and Lisa. I don't want to try to say her last name either. Renewable and clean energy, we kind of need. Mass DEP, we can ask Brian again. So for this,
I have a
Any others?
friend on
Yeah.
native landscape. I can ask somebody about native landscape. She
Okay.
is currently in like a school program for it, but she knows people locally. Or if
Mhm.
we pushed it until like she graduates in June or something like that, if
Yeah.
it were later in the year, maybe
Yeah.
she would be interested in doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also know
Yeah.
someone who does talks on edible native plants and
Ooh.
invasive plants,
That's cool.
just edible wild plants in general.
Yeah. Any other topics that we should try to include? I mean, I feel like this is pretty robust, but
So I guess solar would go under the renewable and clean energy.
mhm.
I mean, that's a big topic, so like we might want to. I don't know what we'd want to do. That would be focused on houses.
Hmm. Yeah. Focus on residential.
I mean, there's a lot of installers, of course, and I think the wasn't it 2 years ago we had somebody that was working with the elementary schools on maybe getting solar installed.
Yeah. I think it's an ongoing conversation, honestly. I did find out that we can put solar on our roofs at the schools, contrary to what I'd been getting told 10 years ago. The question is, do we want to? Like, what's the state of the schools and what's the investment and
Right.
that kind of stuff.
Well, I just think like
Um,
everybody who knows enough to talk about these things is probably going to be trying to sell something too, which kind of we should just have a think about what we want
yeah.
there.
Yeah. Yes,
Maybe something
true.
related to, maybe something related to water conservation or rain barrels or something, but I'm not sure what that
Yeah.
would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think going with like someone like Brian Walsh from DEP or like nonprofits, I
Mhm.
think will avoid it being someone trying to sell something. If we stick with like state or nonprofit or like someone who studies this topic as an expert rather than like someone from like trying to promote their personal business.
Yeah.
Although like Black Earth being
Like
like
a partner.
our partner is kind of
Yeah.
different, but for some of these topics, like I don't
Yeah.
think we want like a specific native landscaping company to give a talk promoting
Yeah.
themselves.
Exactly. Well, that's why so like Mary Ellen Dixon, she's she does have like a gardening business, but she does through Nature Groupie just these volunteer meetups to
Hmm.
cut back invasives in public forests with permission of whoever she needs permission from.
Hmm.
So I feel like that's like different, right? Because she's she's a volunteer. That's an
Right.
expert, right? So I feel like that's maybe what Jen's person might, or like the kind of people you just described for the landscapes and plants. I also always think about Katie Holmes, the monarch gardener. Like that's another one. Like that's a business, but she does education about it. Okay. Well, this is already very long. Is there anybody who wants to sort of take the lead on trying to create a schedule and getting the contact information for each of these? Again, anytime I ask this stuff, it's sort of, I'm trying to provide opportunities, but also I'll say if it's something that I'm not willing to do. How's that? But by default, you can assume that I'm willing to do it. or at least partner on it. And also I will ask if anyone wants to take the lead so that you have the choice. Thoughts? This
So
would
would
be,
these be like at the library or virtual or both?
yeah, so that's I think that we would maybe both, maybe I think the first step for that is to see if the library wants to partner.
Right, to
And
see if they have availability for,
yeah.
and because that might
Um,
affect our schedule, that we can then ask the experts if they're available
correct.
in
Yeah.
that timeline.
So like checking with the library, and then it would be, oh, maybe this is something we can decide together today is, do we think these should be daytime or evening? Like, should we aim for a routine? Everyone knows, like, sustainability Thursdays. Or like, do we have preferences on that sort of thing so that we can try our best to set it up how we'd like it to be?
Who do we think will come? Just because
You
if
and
it's,
all your friends.
well, then we have day jobs, so it would be evenings.
Yeah, no, I agree on the evenings. Anyone else have thoughts on that?
Should probably be in the evening.
I agree.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think it might depend on the speakers' schedules too. Like, I don't know if, like for Brian from DEP, like that might be beyond his job description to go do a talk in
Hmm.
the evening. So we might
Right,
have to
Hmm.
work
yeah.
with our speakers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like we can ask him too. I feel like when he came for the trash stuff, he seemed very open to stuff. I'm wondering if his job kind of has that flexibility built in. Like if
Yeah,
he
I don't
picks
know.
up night, um, because a lot of communities might need. But yeah,
Mhm.
that's a good point.
Yeah, and then I feel like we may not want to schedule out the entire year for, like from the start. We might want to just start with a few and see how it goes and like what kind of attendance we're able to get, just to
Okay.
make sure it's like a viable program before we
Okay.
get too into scheduling everyone.
Okay. So
Yeah, I think
maybe
like,
like three
yeah,
to
maybe
start.
just like a few as like a sort of pilot
Yeah.
of this, see if it gains interest.
Hmm. I like
'Cause
that
I'd hate for
idea.
it to like for us to have scheduled out like a meeting every month and then only two people show up.
Yeah.
But hopefully we can get lots of interest.
What if we tried to do like toward the end of the month? Oh, it's because I'm just thinking like if we did January, February, March, because then we have Earth Day.
Hmm.
So we could sort of have it be like it's culminating in Earth Day. And if it's going well, then when Earth Day comes around, we roll out the next batch.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, and day of the week, I think it depends on the venue we get. If the library wants to do it, like they probably have pretty strict things, but I'd love personally, I think it'd be nice to have it be once we have the day, like have it be consistently that day. Or maybe not. Maybe it's better not to, so people who can't make Wednesdays say, like, I don't know. I guess that'll depend on the library.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
don't
think
even know
also,
if they have,
okay.
sorry, I was just gonna say, I don't even know if they have evening hours,
Till
all
7.
days, so,
They'll open up though for a presentation.
okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
and the regular hours go till 7 Monday through Thursday.
Yeah.
Okay.
They just open up just the presentation room. Like they have a gate down for
Oh,
the
right.
rest of the library, so you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
access the presentation room in the bathroom.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm also wondering if there's anything that like would be appropriate for more of like a field trip style talk where like if we're looking at native plants on like, I don't know, like at Audubon or something like that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, how fun would that be?
Or if there's like more of like it would have to be like a nonprofit or something like that. So it's not like promoting a business, but something where
Yeah.
we can go look at something like in action. Uh,
Yeah. Audubon's perfect.
Yeah.
It's right there and everything. All right, so I'm not hearing anyone jumping up and down to take the lead. Is there anyone who would want to be my behind the scenes partner to bounce things off of between meetings? Nobody's jumping.
I can help with whatever.
You would be great, Jen. I mean, it would be just like because sometimes between meetings you kind of want to check in. And I mean, I know I can tap Jackie anytime, really, but um, like just get a second opinion on something or okay. All
Yeah,
right,
yeah, yeah.
so we'll make that note. So Jen and I with Jen's support, will kind of do some homework on this between now and the next meeting and get back. And then for the topics, do you guys think there's any seasonally that, I mean, makes sense for January, February, March more than others?
I think getting into March, maybe like the native garden type of thing, because people are starting to think about that.
Mhm.
Okay.
I agree.
I think for the winter, like energy efficiency
Yeah.
and heating is kind of
Mhm.
Yeah.
relevant.
Okay. Perfect. And then a wild card for the third one. Oh, actually, you know who we might have. Oh no, that's more for us. Since I said it out loud, I did reach out to the not Conscom, sorry, Open Space about their survey. Did anybody go to their the thing they had at the Gold Barn?
I
No,
couldn't make
I
it.
couldn't make it either. But I did reach out to Martha Sanders about doing some like presenting to us and seeing if there's anything that comes from that there might be synergies with our committee on. And she said she thinks end of February she would be ready for that. So that's not a public speaking thing. My brain mixed it up, but that would be something that we can do for our committee in the future. Okay. Great. So now we can move on to item 4 on the agenda. I have it as current priorities, outreach platforms and methods and content. Let's just check in on that. Thanks for the feedback, Jen, you gave to Sharice on that so far. I guess the goal right now, Sharice, would you say is mostly to get followers?
Yeah, it would be nice if we could get the Topsfield social media to
Yeah.
push our posts or promote the page
Mm-hmm.
more than once
Yeah.
and kind of get on their schedule.
Yeah. And Green Topsfield needs to do that too. Okay.
Have you, I would just shoot Stephanie an email after something's been posted with a link and ask her to repost or push it in whatever way you want.
Mhm.
She's been pretty responsive to that stuff.
Okay.
Okay. Do you know her, Sharice?
No.
Okay. I can make a like an remote or digital introduction. I
Okay.
have to reach out to her anyway about the trash, the bulk items coming up in December. So I'll reach out when I reach out to her about that. I'll mention this and tell her to expect an introduction to you.
Okay. Thanks.
And then she's great. She's just same kind of like a lot of us, like a hardworking. Sometimes things fall through the cracks, and then you just have to give her a tap, just like any of us that might
Okay.
have it fall off the edge of the plate, the full plate. All right, so let me just remind myself. Intro, Charisse. Any other thoughts or comments on that piece? Not yet. Okay, so I had started doing some homework on that HubSpot. I still have like there are ways I can create sort of like a very generic landing page. I just am not ready still. Like I feel like the social
thought
media
we
is
were
good for
gonna,
us right now.
yeah, I thought we were gonna wait for the new town website.
That's right. Yeah, I think even with a new town website, just my experience with this stuff is like it's still nice to have something you have full control over that the town website can link to. So I'm just mentioning that I think the focus on the social media right now is the best because just growing that following. Um, coaches, and I mentioned so now the coaches concept. So Jackie has had some really good contact with other communities. Do you want to talk a little bit about that, Jackie?
Yeah, so I reached out to my group of sustainability staff in other communities, and I got a lot of responses about different coaching programs. It seems really popular to have energy specific coaching programs. A lot of towns have that run by the town. Um, I got like a guide to heat pump coaching. That's like a
Mhm.
guide they use to train heat pump coaches. So that could be useful. Um, I got like an example intake form for people who are looking for coaching. That's very energy heat pump specific, but could be modified to include other topics if that's what we're going for. And
Mhm.
then I also talked to someone from Green Beverly, which is a nonprofit rather than a town-run organization, but they cover all aspects of sustainability or many aspects of sustainability. And I
Yeah.
got good feedback from them on which topics are the most popular for coaching, how they recruited coaches, and um, seems like their program is going really well and it's been going on for a few years. They have over 20 coaches um, that are mostly volunteers, and they get like a few inquiries every week. Um, so lots of ideas for what we could do, but I feel like the all we really need to do to set this up is to create an intake form, find people who are willing to be coaches on various topics, and
Mhm.
connect them and provide disclaimers that the town is not responsible for their decisions.
Yeah.
I kind of wonder if this program and the library program could go hand in hand,
Mm.
because those coaches could be the people who do the presentations at the
Such a good point.
library, and it's like a way to kind of establish their credibility and,
Mm.
you know, have people in the community get to know them and feel good about connecting with them.
I like this. Yeah.
So that could kind of make it a more efficient process to have the two things overlap,
Mm.
and also to make sure that the library has the intake form, for people who
Mhm.
are interested, and have like the resource of the list of, I feel like it shouldn't just go through us, but the library would be a great place to have that, where people can access, who they should reach out to for whatever topic.
I'm kind of dead. I'm listening. I like where you're going with that, Charisse.
Yeah, I like that idea of like having them be able to access those resources at the library.
Mhm.
Uh, I feel like there might be some speakers that we invite that might not be willing to be a coach long term, but maybe they can partner with someone who's willing to be a coach on that topic that can like be affiliated with the speaker. Because I feel like some people might only want to do one or not the other, depending on their
Yeah,
comfortability with those different
it's a
actions.
good point. I
Yeah.
feel like as Charisse was talking, similar thought process, Jackie, like if there's more of an external expert, so like Brian Walsh from MassDEP on a specific topic, but then there's a couple of people who are on the coaching list present with like a name tag, like they maybe get up during the Q&A if they want to. So they, like you said, build that sort of credibility, start being known as like a local expert.
Mhm.
Yeah, we could even, for one of the library things, have it be like a meet the coaches type of
Hmm.
evening, um, where we're kind of formally launching it and just having examples of the coaches there, and then maybe just have it be like each person introduces themselves and then we have like a quick Q&A time, like 5 minutes for each coach. Like, let's get an example question. We ask the coach and, we see how they respond with like basic knowledge that would be of use to many people.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
Becky, did they say did Green Beverly say which of the coaches seem to be making the most connections?
Yeah, they gave me like a list of topics and which ones were the most popular. So they had a few coaches for composting, including backyard composting, compost science, special recycling, like for textiles or things like that. Bike, like just bicycling, like as a green activity,
Right.
Mhm.
native landscapes and pollinators, vegan, vegetarian, solar, heat pumps, energy efficiency. They said solar was the most popular in summer. Pollinators and natives is the most popular overall. And then composting and special recycling are also very popular.
Wow.
They have all sorts of different topics. They have 22 to 24 coaches.
All residents?
I think so.
Wow.
Yeah. It started as all
Green
volunteer,
Beverly's
but now
big.
they're paying some of them through the nonprofit, which we wouldn't be able to do that. But
Right.
I mean, unless the town was willing to fund a position of a coach. But
Yeah.
oh, they said they found the coaches by tabling at farmers markets
Oh, clever.
and asking people to sign up to be a coach.
We missed the farmer's market window for Topsfield.
Yeah, I think it might be a long-term activity to
Build it
sort
up.
of accumulate enough coaches
Yeah.
for a coaching program, but maybe
Did
we
they
can
say that?
start
Yeah, go
collecting.
ahead. Well, I'm wondering if we were able to find like even just a few people, like one, if we do is like a chicken and egg thing, like do we start the intake form and figure if there's a question, then we try to find somebody who can answer it.
Yeah, we could just
If one of us can't, or do we try to get the coaches lined up first?
put on the intake form that like we may not have coaches available for all topics yet, but we are
Yeah.
like sort of using your responses of which areas you'd like coaching in to sort of determine the need for coaches. And we can get back to you
Yeah.
in the future if there's a coach available for your topic,
Okay.
something
I
like
like
that.
that idea.
But I think we should at least have like one or two
Mm-hmm.
before we
For the big
advertise
one,
that
for
we
the
have
ones that we
coaching
know. Yeah.
for like a popular topic like energy.
Right. Like I think I know just looking at the squares, like I think we would be okay with like, I don't know about most of the composting, backyard composting. Like I think we can find people for that and the recycling, the pollinators and natives, maybe. I mean, Jen knows somebody. I know someone, I think we'd have to ask if these people that we're thinking of are willing to play that role. But the energy one, I feel there was someone, Jen, who was that guy that was like, he came to Earth Day like 3 years ago, maybe, and wanted to he was offering to help people make their energy cheaper. I don't know if do you remember him? No.
Vaguely.
Yeah.
But he was from a company, right?
Oh,
Like
was he?
Select.
Okay.
It
Maybe
sounds like a
then.
third-party provider.
Okay. Maybe he was trying to get people off National Grid.
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
remember the details, sorry.
Then that wouldn't be appropriate for us.
I can look at my notes. I think I would.
Yeah, I think like for energy, it could also be broken into topics like solar and heat pumps, energy efficiency, like choosing efficient light bulbs and things like that.
Like somebody
Yep.
from Mass Sage would be great.
Mm. As a speaker, yes.
Yeah.
As a coach,
Well, again, I'm still not entirely clear what the questions would
are
be.
going to be. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, I think another thing we could do is just connect people with information about Mass Save just through our website.
That's a good point.
Or programs like that where we are allowed to just recommend because it's like a state
Yeah.
program, then
Yeah.
we could maybe answer some questions before the coaching inquiry comes in, just by having all that
I like that
available.
idea because I think that there are probably people out there who like need to be led to the mass save opportunities.
Right.
Like this feels like an easier
Mhm.
entrance versus like just this big website.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of the coaching inquiries are just an email with a question and then a response email to the question where it's not really like a drawn out conversation.
Okay.
I think yeah, Dean from Green Beverly said most of the inquiries are just emails where it gets forwarded to the coach and then they reply by email to answer the question. And then there's like a few things that they'll visit on site, like solar sometimes.
Mhm.
Like someone who has solar might like show it to someone else to like teach them about it, but some phone calls,
Okay.
but mainly just emails.
Yeah. Well, in that case, I feel like we definitely could start with the intake form and just have it like we'll learn through it. Like we ourselves will be learning. Like I think, and I don't know if I don't want to speak for all of us, but my sense is any of us would be happy to do some research on a topic
Yeah.
related to sustainability because now we know more.
Mhm.
So, whereas somebody else doesn't want to do the research really, Just like- so they can ask. All right, so same question as before. Is there anyone who wants to take the lead on getting an intake form structured, set up, and then trying to start developing a coaching list? Or is there anybody that wants to partner with me on this?
We do have an example intake form that we can work off of, so it's not a
Yeah.
huge thing to recreate it.
Zilly, I'll work with you on it.
Okay. So I can bounce stuff off you.
Yeah, and also because as we figure stuff out, then it would just be a natural extension to post it on the Sustainable Topsfield social
sure.
media. So we're kind of killing two birds with one stone.
Yeah, yeah. All right. And I appreciate, I mean, the meeting helps give direction to it. I don't mind doing, but I just appreciate our committee helping give direction to what it's going to be. All right,
I'm always
thank you.
happy to help too.
Yes, and you've already provided the intake example, so and done all this research. So thanks, Jackie. I mentioned open space committee already, and then I've added, I don't remember if I had this last time, but member updates to see if there's anything else. And I know that Jackie has been working on some stuff that we should be in the loop on, or I'd like to be in the loop on. Do you want to share that stuff, Jackie?
Yeah, so I submitted our fiscal year 2025 Green Communities report. So I just sent that out to everyone right before this meeting if anyone wants to look at it. But in general, it looks like our energy usage for the town facilities has gone down since last year. So that's a good sign.
You-
We did have an issue with transferring a vehicle that was like in violation of their policy. So we wrote a letter saying that we won't do that again, but that this is the reason why we did it because we
What
just
do you mean transferring a vehicle?
so the town had transferred an emergency vehicle to the town hall to be used for non-emergency use.
Yeah.
And since emergency vehicles are exempt from the fuel efficient vehicle policy, they count whenever you transfer it as to a non-emergency as being a new kind of like a new vehicle. And if it's not replacing a vehicle that's less efficient, then it's a violation of the policy. So, but we did say in our letter that it we anticipate that it will reduce some of the trips for the COA bus, and that may save on energy compared to using the COA bus. So
Yeah.
it's like an argument for it, but we'll be careful about that in the future, I guess, with transferring vehicles between departments under
I'm
the
just trying to think like, because I mean, not every decision like that comes through you. So
right. So it's kind of something that all the town committees need to be, or not town committees, but all the town staff kind of need to be keeping an eye on.
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah.
And
I guess
from
other
the town
updates.
perspective, that's not to say we won't do it. It's just something to consider.
Right, yeah, I mean, we said in the letter that we will make sure all the staff understand it in the future, so.
Mhm.
But they said it, since it's our first violation of the fuel policy, like, it's probably gonna be okay.
Mhm.
We won't lose our status over it. Yep, but other updates from me, I submitted the application for the MMA award with Kevin for our work with the trash program. So hopefully we hear back good news on that. I don't know when they make their decision, but
Yeah, I don't have a timeline either.
yeah, we gave them like a huge document full of all of our work that we've done on the trash and recycling and composting. And I guess some key data points from that was that we increased composting by 40% with the amount of households composting during our rollout, which is pretty impressive, I think. And
Mhm.
then during the first 3 months of trash collection, we decreased the trash tonnage by 22% over the 3 months compared to the prior year. Because we've only had our new trash program for 3 months, we just compared to the same 3 months last year.
Mhm.
But that also seems like a really great thing for us to be proud of.
For sure.
Recycling only increased a little bit, but I think that might be partly like people knowing more about what shouldn't be recycled. But when you include like the cardboard drop site,
Yeah.
the recycling increased only a tiny bit, but still.
Yeah.
I mean,
Overall,
if people are realizing that they can't fit it in their trash bin and they're paying more attention to it and using the space in the recycling bin, I have no doubt about that.
Yeah, we
yeah.
haven't gotten reports from Mello about major recycling contamination because they would. If they were getting a lot of contamination, they would be pushing back.
Mhm.
I
Yeah, we were sort of.
wonder
Oh, go
if
ahead.
I was going to say, I wonder if it's hard to quantify the change in recycling because prior to the new trash contract going into effect, we didn't have a standard size bin. So it would be really like, I'm curious about how you're like doing that math, given everybody had a different size bin before. Is it based on
It's
tonnage?
yeah.
Tonnage, yeah, it's
Yep.
based on tonnage. So we think that there's probably a canceling out to some degree of like the amount of people like paying attention to recycle more things that they would have otherwise thrown away because their trash bin is small versus people realizing that they shouldn't put certain things in the recycling bin because
Yeah.
now they have their sticker on their bin and it's more
But
apparent.
if the trash tonnage went down, you like people, it doesn't seem like people are putting recycling items in the trash, right? Like,
Yeah, so
um,
trash probably I think people are composting more, so that contributes obviously, and then some of it might just be like reducing waste. I mean, it's hard to
Mhm.
quantify why, but we only have
Yeah.
the numbers
Yeah.
on
only
tonnage,
3
but
months of
we can
data.
assume why, but we don't really know. Yeah.
Well, those
There
are really
also might be
awesome
some
updates.
people going private with their trash collection.
Mhm.
Right.
That's
We're
impressive numbers to hear, though. It's really great to hear that. So thank you.
Yeah. The last thing is that we submitted an EOI for MVP grants. potentially DER culvert grants. So hopefully we can apply next year and maybe have more luck than next year, given the feedback we've gotten on our first round of that.
Mhm.
Can I ask you a quick question about the Green Communities report with the buildings and their emissions? I see that Proctor is by far the highest building with emissions with 23%.
Sharice, I'm going to interrupt for a quick minute.
Yeah.
Besides Raphael, does anybody else have a hard stop at 1? Jen does too.
I do, yeah.
Do you mind? Because I actually think there might
not
be a few things for Sharice also to like share on social. We have 2 minutes. Maybe Jackie, we can quickly touch base on the state bill.
Oh yeah, let's go to the letter.
Because I don't want to sign that without
Right,
and
yeah,
Raphael.
did you see the letter that I sent? I think I
Yeah,
sent it
I'm
to
gonna
everyone.
share screen. Yeah, it was very last minute, so I'm gonna share my screen. Hopefully you guys can stay long enough to at least take a look at this. Sorry about this. I'll let you talk, Jackie.
Yeah, so this is an act relative to energy affordability, clean power, and economic competitiveness. This was it seems like it's been sort of rushed. Like, I think tomorrow is when they vote on it in the House of Representatives. But it's a bill that includes sort of weakening some of the sustainability, the ability to meet sustainability goals.
Mhm.
So a lot of the other, I was meeting with the other sustainability staff from other towns, and we were all trying to strategize, like, we need to kind of make comments on this really quickly if we want them to be heard, because they're voting on it, I think, tomorrow in the House. So if the committee is interested in writing a letter, I drafted one based on Acton's example, just replacing things with Topsfield. But that's up to you all if you want to sign off on it and send it to our representatives. It's just kind of generally stating concerns about the bill with regard to sustainability.
It's House Bill 3469
Apparently,
relative to solar permitting.
Yeah, when I looked this up, we should double check because when I tried to find it, I found another bill that you know how they sometimes they take different bills and then they make a new one that sort of
Mhm.
covers it all.
4744 energy
Yeah.
affordability, clean power,
I think
and
that's the one that
economic.
I thought they had rolled into.
Okay.
I think so. We'll double check so that Jen and Raphael can leave. We'll double check and make sure we have the right bill number. Otherwise, content wise, how do people feel?
Yeah, I think it's great. Thank you.
So let's call that a motion, Sharice. Sharice
Sure.
is making a motion to approve
Yep.
and send the letter.
Yeah, made
I'll
the
second
motion.
it.
Okay.
Discussion or questions or edits from anyone? Okay. I'm seeing none. I'm hoping that means there are none. So I'm going to roll call
It's
vote.
something I personally would want to digest. So
Yeah, I kind of was expecting you might say something like that, Raphael. So I want to make sure. Sorry. Yeah. Do you want to?
I'll if there is a vote, I would abstain, and then sorry, I gotta run.
Well, maybe we
Okay.
can say like yes to the idea of it with suggested edits to come later on. That way you can provide
Yeah.
any edits that you'd like.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Like
Sorry,
meaning like
I'm
today.
late. I gotta
Okay.
run.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, Raphael. We'll let you go either way. I'll take a vote while Jen's here. So the motion has been amended to approve the letter with possible edits from Raphael later today, pre-approved, trusting that, to be sent today. Jen,
Aye.
Sharice,
Aye.
Phil, I got it. I could see you saying
Aye.
aye, and I'm an aye. All right, so we'll touch base on that. Now we can talk about the other stuff again. And I mean, we still should finish up soon because I know I think Jen already hopped off.
Yeah, I just
But-
had a quick question about
Yeah.
the emissions and like how, if you had any idea kind of what that was from. It's because it's just surprising that Proctor would have the most emissions because they have so many less students than Stewart School.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't think I think they got that information just from National Grid.
Mm.
Like that was sort of automatically sent to the Green Communities report, so I didn't have to input it. So I can look into it on the website where I have all that information to see if I can see more of a breakdown of where that comes from. But I don't remember, or don't know why it's I don't
Okay.
know if it's like maybe it's an older building with less efficient appliances for heating and all that, but I don't know.
Yeah, it would just be interesting data to kind of share with fellow school people.
Mhm.
And I just wonder if like there's anything else being kind of wrapped into what's called Proctor as far as emissions, just because it is so central to downtown and there's like the fields and I don't know how things may get wrapped in inadvertently.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I can look into it.
Okay.
Yeah, the other thing is like another town is taking credit for Masco, so we're not including that at all in our town emissions. But there are some towns that split up the regional schools and take credit for it in their Green Communities report, but we don't as a town do that.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so it's all Boxford then, probably.
Probably.
I just wanted to ask if some of the stuff from this Green Communities grant, like the municipal energy use being down, like if it's appropriate for if we wanted to use any of that, boast about it on our socials.
I guess why not? I don't see why not.
Okay. So we'll see if there's anything fun to pull from there and also from the MMA application. But maybe we wait for that one and see if we win.
Yeah.
And then we can.
Yeah, don't jinx it.
I know,
Yeah.
right? Oh, shoot. Knock on wood.
Yeah. Knocking.
So sorry to throw that. I feel badly now that I didn't pull the letter up sooner for Raphael to have a chance because I knew I was like, he's not going to be, just knowing his style, he's not going to be comfortable approving this like in 30 seconds.
Yeah, that's okay. Because, if he can take some time today, we
Yeah.
can still get it out.
We can still get it out. Yeah. So thank you. Any other member updates before we wrap up? Okay. Awesome. Well, thank you guys for your time. Thanks for going over a little bit. Thanks, Jackie, for like all the homework you did between meetings, and Charisse for keeping up with the socials, and Phil for doing the minutes. We have a nice little team here. I actually do have one quick member update. I did get Stephanie Lobner. She did submit to me her interest in being a member. So I'm going to go ahead and write a little something and pass that along to the select board to consider. So we might have a new member soon.
Great.
Thank you all. I'm adjourning our meeting, seeing no objection at 1:07 p.m. Have a
Thank
great
you.
rest of your day.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Bye.